Isn't power speaker better than passive speakers? Asks Mr. Arun Dey from Bhubaneshwar. Come on, let's answer this question. You must have seen the speaker earlier, but here is that same set of speakers once again. That is active speaker, of course, and this is passive speaker. We'll come to this passive speaker a little while later, but let's get into the details of the active speaker. This is a typical active speaker back panel. You have the digital to analog converter, which is optical in. You can connect aux, you can connect left, right aux in, and you have a subwoofer output. And you have a output like amplified output for your another speaker. This has a powered output on the other side for the speaker within which this will be mounted as well. And we have the power on switch and the connection. And we also have a pair of Bluetooth receiver where you can connect the external antenna to receive a Bluetooth signal. So this is typically a layout of an active speaker. This is what you see at the back of an active speaker. I would recommend against buying these kind of speakers. Although it might look good, I would personally prefer something to be like this. Rather, if I'm buying an active speaker, I'd buy something like this. Very importantly, what is different in this is you have balanced input. In the previous system, you had the inputs like this, left and right, which these are called as RCA input and RCA outputs, RCA signal collectors and emitters. So these are not balanced. I prefer you buy something which has balanced input and output terminals like this. What is benefit with this is it will collect lesser uh, distortions and lesser external noise when the signal cable is being fed from a distant source. For example, you are connecting one side to the TV, and by the time it reaches to this particular input, it would have collected so much of noise from your wall cable outlet and whatnot. You would have a lot of distortion when it is playing. If you want the best of the best experience, you would buy something which has a balanced input. This is one of the type of balanced input, but there is another IO port which is called as a TRS balanced input, and this is XLR balanced input. You would typically see this at the back of the microphone sometimes. And yeah, this is power out, which means on the other side of the speaker you have the speaker connected directly to the circuit. On this power out. This from this you can connect to the right speaker. This also does not have the subwoofer output. What you can do is the channel, uh, whatever output that comes there is a amplified output, and this is typically used in a three-way systems where you don't have a need for a subwoofer. And that sums up what exactly is a powered speaker. Passive speaker, no hassle. You have a pair of speaker which looks like this. You will have this exact same input behind this speaker as well. So all you need to do is connect it from an external amplifier. I personally prefer passive speaker because today you like the speaker, you have the speaker, and tomorrow you like your amplifier, you can retain that amplifier, you can put this speaker for some other use, and you can buy a better speaker and connect it to the existing amplifier. When it comes to the powered speaker, it's over. There is nothing you can do about. If one element goes wrong in this entire speaker is gone. Let's say, for example, in this powered speaker, this powered speaker works. The other speaker which is not powered, which is drawing power out of this board on this speaker, something goes wrong in that speaker. You can't use this speaker because that is gone. you will be using this as a mono. You can't use this as a stereo setup. To buy that single speaker, you need to throw this away and you need to buy another pair of speakers. But if something goes wrong in this, you can buy an individual pair of this. And maybe something goes wrong in the amplifier, you can retain the speaker and you can get the amplifier repaired or replace the amplifier. In this, if amplifier is gone, if it is unrepairable or unrecoverable, the entire speaker is gone. You need to buy another set of this one. So that is where passive speaker come into play. Further, let us say you do not like the DAC on it, you do not like the digital to analog converter, you do not like the tone controller, and one of the things in that is not working properly, and you somehow do not like the signature of it. You don't have an option to switch it. You either need to buy a different speaker, or you just need to try and disassemble everything and repair it all by yourself. But when it comes to the active speaker, you can switch the components. Let's say your friend has a different kind of DAC that you want to try. You can bring that DAC, you can replace your DAC with his DAC, listen to it through the speakers. You do not like the speaker, your friend has a better speaker, but you like your amplifier, DAC, and everything else that you have. You can bring your friend's speaker, you can connect it in the existing system. This becomes highly modular. Okay, nowadays people are trying to build a modular cell phone and modular laptop where you can remove a part of camera and you can use a different camera. You can remove the battery and use a different battery. Those are the big projects, and people are moving towards mobile separate. Similarly, higher end audio systems will have audio separates, which will have a separate amplifier, separate DAC, separate preamp, separate source, many kinds of source in fact. And then separate speakers and separate cables. Everything's are separate there. They would have option to switch individual component and still feel the difference in experience and optimize their feel. That's a all-in-one package. It's like you buy all-in-one, you fit it and forget it. If listening to a good quality music is your primary pastime, this is what you want to do on a regular basis, you would not enjoy that at all. You would enjoy this. But if you think, I need a speaker for my home and I'm okay with something that is there, because I rarely watch something, I rarely listen to something, and I don't have very good ears to actually identify differences between these sounds and these kind of sounds. Anything is okay for me. You can go with that. That is a powered speaker that is made for a specific segment of market, which doesn't care about the quality of the output. Of course, there are certain products which have a good quality of it, but it is frozen. There is no flexibility in it. Here, this is made for that kind of market where they have a good hearing ability. They can make out differences between two different kinds of sounds altogether, and they want to experience new things by changing out the components. For example, we have a pair of cables which sounds amazing. Okay, if you come down to Bangalore sometime to our studio, we are going to demonstrate the audio system, which will only have three main components: a Bluetooth receiver, a speaker, both of them connected with a set of cables. What we'll do, we'll just switch these cables, that is connecting the Bluetooth speaker and the Bluetooth amplifier and the speaker. You can actually see the difference in the audio quality. That too, if you have a good ears. It is little different for an average Joe to actually find that difference, but somebody who has a well-tuned ear, some musicians who know how the sounds are, who can actually identify the tunes specifically, those kind of musicians, the sound engineers, music directors, singers, they whose ears have got tuned, they can actually very clearly listen to the difference that just the single wire is creating in the entire part. If we just switch the wire, there will be change in the quality of sound and how the sound gets represented, how the stereo image gets formed. That sums up why is active speaker not better than passive speaker, or why is passive speaker not better than active speaker. Depending on your application, it can be active speaker which is better or the passive speaker which is better. So that sums up the answer for question. Thank you for writing to us. We will catch up once again in our next video.